The grass was still wet with morning dew when she saw it, a pale shape in the vacant lot. At first, it looked artificial, too still, too symmetrical, like a department store mannequin dumped in the weeds. Then she noticed the cut. Clean, surgical, impossible. The body had been severed in half. No blood, no struggle marks, no chaos, just precision. On January 15, 1947, Los Angeles didn't just discover a murder. It discovered a performance. Her name was Elizabeth Short, but the world would come to know her as the Black Dahlia. And whoever staged that scene wanted exactly that. Detectives from the Los Angeles Police Department stood frozen around the body. This wasn't rage, it wasn't panic, it wasn't sloppy, it was arranged. The torso had been drained of blood elsewhere, the body washed, the face carved into a grotesque smile, a Glasgow grin slicing from ear to ear. That detail alone changed everything. This wasn't just murder. This was theater. But here's the first question that still echoes. Who was the audience? The police? The press? Or someone much more specific? Because within days, the killer began writing. An envelope arrived at the Los Angeles Examiner. Inside, Elizabeth's birth certificate, social security card, address book pages. The letter was assembled from clipped newspaper words, ransom note style. Signed, Black Dahlia Avenger. The nickname caught fire instantly, inspired by the noir film The Blue Dahlia that had premiered the year before. Hollywood had given him a brand, and he embraced it. But the package revealed something more chilling. He had handled her belongings. He had kept them. He wanted the city to know he was in control. So here's the next question. If he craved attention, why did he vanish so completely afterward? Before the myth, there was a 22-year-old woman chasing sunlight. Elizabeth Short grew up in Massachusetts during the Great Depression. Her father disappeared when she was a child, leaving behind financial ruin and unanswered questions. Abandonment leaves a mark. In her early 20s, Elizabeth headed west, like thousands of dreamers before her. Post-war Los Angeles shimmered with promise. Studio gates, palm trees, neon lights reflected in wet pavement. She wasn't a movie star, but she wanted to be seen. Friends described her as quiet, dramatic, sometimes mysterious. She often wore black. She told stories about producers noticing her, about contracts just within reach. Were they true? Or were they armor? She moved between apartments and hotel rooms, relying on acquaintances, waiting for something to change. In January 1947, she was seen at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown Los Angeles. She appeared calm. She told someone she was meeting a man. Then she disappeared. For 6 days. 6 days no one can fully reconstruct, and those 6 days may hold the key to everything. Between January 9th and January 15th, Elizabeth's trail dissolves. Did she leave the hotel willingly? Did she know the person she got into a car with? Did she trust him? There were signs she had been restrained, tortured, held somewhere private. The killer had time, privacy, skill. The autopsy suggested medical precision, the kind of clean separation not easily achieved without anatomical knowledge. Which brings us to the name that refuses to disappear. A well-connected Los Angeles physician, brilliant, charismatic, deeply controversial. His mansion stood only a few miles from where Elizabeth's body was found. He had surgical training. He hosted lavish parties attended by artists and social elites. In 1949, during an unrelated investigation, police secretly bugged his home. On one recording, a male voice allegedly said, "Supposing I did kill the Black Dahlia. They couldn't prove it now." Was it a confession? Or a man intoxicated by rumor? Detectives never charged him. Soon after, he left the country. Coincidence? Or escape? And if he wasn't the killer, then who had the confidence to taunt police and walk away untouched? As the investigation stalled, the media filled in the gaps. Elizabeth became a character, a seductress, a party girl, a femme fatale. The reality was more complicated and less sensational. But scandal sells. The case would later inspire novels like The Black Dahlia and films including The Black Dahlia. In fiction, there's always a reveal. In real life, the file thickened and gathered dust. More than 150 suspects were questioned. Confessions surfaced, then collapsed. Evidence disappeared. And every time detectives thought they were close, the trail evaporated. Why? Was the killer extraordinarily meticulous, or was he shielded by power? There was no blood in that vacant lot, which means someone transported her body, in daylight, through Los Angeles streets, without being seen. Think about that. A body staged in one of America's largest cities, and no one noticed? Or did someone notice and choose silence? That possibility may be the most unsettling of all. Elizabeth Short remains frozen at 22 years old. Her name permanently fused to one of the most infamous unsolved murders in American history. The case file still sits in archives, unresolved. No official killer, no courtroom reckoning, no confession that held. Just a smile carved into a young woman's face, meant to shock a city. It worked, but maybe the real horror isn't what happened in that lot in 1947. Maybe it's this. Somewhere in post-war Los Angeles, someone carried that secret for decades, attended dinner parties, raised a family, watched the headlines fade, and knew